Shop Superstart Premium, Extreme, or Platinum batteries at O'Reilly Auto Parts and get up to a $15 gift card after rebate. O-Reward members can also get a $5 reward with their battery purchase. For power, performance, and reliability, choose Superstart. Only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Now, an ordinary kid on the Super Bowl.
Stupid bowl, more like. So let me get this straight. If Taylor Swift wins, she and her boyfriend get gigantic rings and go to Disneyland and get married. But if they lose, she ruins football forever. My dad won't shut up about it. I'm like, Dad, if your quarterback was dating John Cooper Mellencamp, you'd think it was the greatest thing ever. Mom says Taylor's boyfriend is a tight end, but then gets this look in her eyes and says, but I'll bet he's good in all the positions. Weirdo. I just wish everyone will calm down. It's just a game. So on Sunday, no matter who you're cheering for, go Taylor Swift!
This has been An Ordinary Kid on the Super Bowl.
Your Morning Blitz begins now.
Have a great Friday, you mother...
There we go. That's the only proper way to kick off a Friday. Welcome to it. Goose, Kelly, Thick, Rick. Going to be a high of about 35 today. It's going to stay mostly the same throughout the weekend as well. So, not nearly as nice as it was on Monday.
It was so cold yesterday walking the dog. It was like 41 degrees. I'm like, oh, this is great. That wind yesterday afternoon was absolutely freezing. I've never seen 41 degrees feels like 26 or something like that.
Yeah. Yep.
But it was like almost 20 degrees that wind took off the temperature. That was wild. Anyway, it's just my daily complaint about wind, I guess.
It's fine.
I'm like old man yelling at cloud, you know?
Damn you, wind! Reminds me of quite possibly the stupidest, quote-unquote, scary movie ever made, The Happening. The Mike Shyamalan Ding Dong.
Yes,
what's his name?
Yes, M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong. Where they run from the wind.
Oh.
Really? You're running from the wind. Really? That's what's going to get you? The wind? Okay. Hey, welcome to your Friday, February 7th. To get the day started, I think we should all get as comfortable as possible and celebrate today because today is National Working Naked Day.
Oh.
So, you know, I mean, let's go.
No, it's just unzipped.
What? No, just me. Okay, never mind. Fine. No one else wants to work naked, but
I'm totally comfortable being around a bunch of other naked dudes.
Yeah, pretty much. If you want to, yes, today is actually Naked Working Day. Because, if you want to feel as comfortable as possible, a lot of people feel comfortable in their birthday suit.
Do you know that would make me feel the most uncomfortable as possible?
I thought you were really going to bring me to it.
I mean, I do not walk past a mirror if I'm naked. No, thank you. I'm not going to sit in an office naked.
You don't even want to see yourself in the mirror.
No, I mean, I don't want to see... Like, I'd look at everybody else naked, but I can't. So
Kelly's
I'm
a voyeur.
too uncomfortable.
The only time it bothers me is when I'm pooping. That's a weird look because I'm a unique shaped fellow. I've got skinny arms. I got kind of a bird chest, but I got like the gut going. So, like, when I turn sideways, I look like a lowercase b. Like, it's just like, flat.
Yeah.
So, if I'm sitting down, it's just kind of like...
Do you poop naked often?
Never.
Oh, okay.
Never.
No,
you know, there are people that get undressed.
Oh, yes.
I had a coworker one time. He got undressed.
Yes.
And I'm like, excuse me?
Yep.
No, thank you.
There are people who do that.
That's absolutely mind-blowing to me. That is psychotic behavior if you get undressed to poop. And what do you do if you're like in a public bathroom?
Yeah,
what if
right.
what if you're at like a fair or a music festival and you have to go to one of the outhouses?
I mean,
not happening. Not happening. Lots to do. More Sebastian Maniscalco tickets to give away. We're of course going to talk the Super Bowl. We are also going to talk about something. I found out a piece of information yesterday because The fiance and boys are still up in Detroit as the school year is continuing, but they had a snow day yesterday, like a lot of people did here as well. And I got a text message of something that happened at the house from Nora. And if you're a parent, I really want your input on this. We're going to talk about that coming up here at about 7:30. Right now, let's get to your Blitz Trivia question of the day.
All right, Super Bowl Sunday. 1 in 4 people believe this will happen if the Chiefs win, and it has nothing to do with the game itself. I'll give you that hint. It has nothing to do with the game. First person to text in the correct answer at 99700 will get $25 to go spend at Waterbeds and Stuff and Beds and Stuff Superstores. 1 in 4 people believe this will happen at the Super Bowl if the Chiefs win.
99.7 The Blitz. It's Blitz Mornings. Goose, Kelly, Thick, Rick, good morning. Happy Super Bowl Friday. Today's Blitz Trivia has to do with the Super Bowl. Thick, what you got?
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the game itself, but 1 in 4 people believe that this will happen if the Chiefs win, and that is that Travis Kelce will propose to Taylor Swift.
You think it'll be like on the field if he does it like right after they win, before the trophy presentation, or right after the trophy presentation?
Well, I feel like if you're going to do it at the Super Bowl, then you're doing it for the world to see, right?
Yeah.
I mean, why else do it at the Super Bowl? You're not going to go off into a corner somewhere.
Or at the party afterwards.
Oh, that could be too. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Where do you stand? I don't understand it, but people complain. Oh, I'm so tired of seeing Taylor Swift during the games. I want to see the game. I don't want to see her. I'm like, if that upsets you,
I don't care.
Right. Because you don't miss 1 second of any play.
Right.
It's not. They'll show her for a second and a half if he scores or catches a big pass, but you're not missing 1 second of any play.
Yeah, I don't care.
You know, I don't get it.
And the NFL is... I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I didn't care until I found out she was friends with Blake Lively. Now I don't like either of them.
Well, there's a big kind of story about apparently Blake used Taylor's popularity in this whole lawsuit thing.
It's her dragon.
Are they still friends?
Yeah,
People are saying,
says no.
Will she be in the suite?
No
Will
way.
Blake Lively be in the suite?
Taylor Swift has curated her image to a point where she is not letting Blake Lively crap all over it. And that's what would happen.
You might be right.
I feel like I might be right.
Greg Carr from Utica was first one texting the correct answer, so he's got $25 in Waterbeds and Stuff money.
Congratulations. That is one of the prop bets that you can make if you are a betting person. Travis Kelce proposes to Taylor Swift after the game. 16.7% think that might happen, so you can put some money down on that. Other prop bets you can make: a coach or player will cry during the national anthem. That's up to like 81%.
Oh, wow.
That usually happens at some point.
That always chokes me up, the national anthem.
Well, especially if you're playing in the game, man.
Yeah.
Your emotions are already.
It's huge, yes.
The first one, I finally made it. Both of these teams have been there before in very recent past.
2 years ago.
Yeah. Let's see. A quarterback catches a pass at 5.9%. With a lot of the trick plays nowadays, that could totally happen.
And those are two guys who have caught passes.
Yes, absolutely. Color a Gatorade that's going to be poured on the winning coach. Purple has the best odds right now. Kendrick Lamar mentions Drake during the halftime show. He's at 25% because they got that little hip-hop feud going on right now. First celebrity cameo. Right now, Taylor Swift leads the pack, of course. Peyton Manning is second. And Trump is third because Trump's going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
First time ever a sitting president was at the Super Bowl. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah.
I can't believe no other president's ever been to the Super Bowl.
So those are some of the prop bets you can make. Let's see. Here's a fun fact for you. The Chiefs are going for the three-peat. No team in the NFL has ever three-peated in the Super Bowl. However, there is one player who has three-peated in the Super Bowl. And, Thick, you may know this answer.
Oh, I do.
You do?
Yes.
Who is it?
Ken Norton Jr.
Ken Norton Jr., yes.
He was a middle linebacker for the Cowboys, won the Super Bowl in 92 and 93, and then free agency ushered into the NFL, and he was off to San Francisco where he won it in 1994.
That's right. Absolutely. Do you want to take a guess as to which NFL team's fans will be the drunkest for the Super Bowl? You got a guess there, Kelly?
Wait, who's in the Super Bowl again?
The Chiefs and the Eagles. But I can tell you...
the Eagles fans are going to be the drunkest.
Well, yes.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
This doesn't revolve around the teams playing. This is every team in the NFL. Which fans are going to be the drunkest?
I still think it's the Eagles.
I'm going to go Bills.
Bills are fourth.
Okay. Oh, no, Lions. No, because they should be there.
That's a good guess.
As a Lions fan, I can tell you, yes, that should be the correct answer. We should be the drunkest because this was our year to win.
It's got to be one of the teams that lost, like maybe the Ravens.
Ravens, number one.
It had to be a team that was really expecting to get there and then lost in the playoffs.
Bills, Giants, Raiders, Ravens, number one on the list. No surprise here. More people are pulling for the Eagles than they are the Chiefs to win.
I think they're going to win. I don't want them to, but I think they will.
Well, here's a fun fact I learned yesterday, and I don't know where I heard this, but if you look at, and I think it's been since like the 80s, if you look at when one team has to travel east and one team has to travel west to get to the Super Bowl, the team that has to travel west is undefeated. And
that's the Eagles.
The Eagles are traveling west to get to the Super Bowl.
Where was the last one that they played?
I don't know.
2 years ago.
No idea. No idea. Let's see. Here's one for you. 37% of Americans, and this is the majority when it comes to this survey, don't care who wins the Super Bowl. Agree with you. 100%. I think this is one of those years where it's basically the only people that care are the people in Kansas City or the people in Philadelphia.
Or who you bet on.
Or who you bet on. Yep. How much are they going to earn for the Super Bowl? Saquon Barkley, the running back for the Eagles, he's going to get $500,000 if he wins the Super Bowl.
Oh, is that a contract bonus?
Yep.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts is going to get a $500,000 per year salary bump.
Oh, annual.
If he wins the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes is going to get a $1.5 million salary bump if the Chiefs three-peat.
Jeez.
And all the winners get $171,000 just for going to the Super Bowl if you win. And then just for going, the losing team gets $96,000 per player. So, and finally, 13% of Americans believe that God cares who wins the Super Bowl. I mean, I don't know. Call me crazy, but I am thinking that he's got other things on his mind. He's got other things to deal with.
He could have this on his mind, too. Like, I don't know if he pulls for a certain team, but maybe he cares about the people. And so maybe the people who pray the most.
So,
I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Which is the more, and if you were to look at it that way, and this is a just literally pulling this out of thin air guess, I would think that Philadelphia is a little more religious than Kansas City.
Oh, really? I would guess the opposite.
Really?
Yeah.
I would think you would have.
But why do you think that?
I don't know.
Just
just something about the demographic of the city.
All right. We're doing a lot of praise and worship.
Now that I think about it a little, because what I was thinking was like a lot of Irish Catholics, but that's more Boston than Philly. But I don't know. Because, I mean, you got Philly is where a lot of us originally landed way back in the day. So, I don't know.
I mean, I know for sure that God loves the Buckeyes. I do know that. But beyond that, I couldn't venture a guess.
Okay. Sure thing.
I like football. I like the games. I could do without the interviews after the games, though, because the winning players always give credit to God while the losers blame themselves, you know? Just once, I'd like to hear players say, yeah, we were in the game until Jesus made me fumble.
No lies detected.
He hates our team. I've even seen some boxers thank God for their triumphs. Oh, yeah, without Jesus, I couldn't have crushed my opponent's skull tonight and rendered him brain dead. I've been blessed by the Lord.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
Oh, live TV. You gotta love it. You know, as part of our job, I'm sure both of you, like me, have been on TV multiple times. We're at events. We've got relationships with the news stations. They may do a report on, whatever big holiday fundraiser we're doing. You have that relationship.
Yeah.
But as a reporter, depending on where you're at and what you're doing, you got to be real careful. But you would think, as a reporter, if you're doing a story and you put an 11-year-old on the news, it's going to be all nice and sweet. They're going to tell you what they saw, giggle a little bit. Apparently not in Oregon. Some severe storms rolled through southern Oregon, causing a power outage this week. And the news was out and about talking to families and how they were affected. And one of these families had an 11-year-old kid that they talked to about the storms and what he saw and what happened. And this is what the 11-year-old had to say.
When me and my sister were playing cars, all we heard was like a big boom, and then we just were shook, and we didn't know what happened, so we went outside, and we were like, oh, there's a fire. And then I went to go grab my dad's fire extinguisher and gave it to him. Someone called the cops and the fire department, and that's all I heard.
He said the F word.
11-year-old dropping F-bombs live on the news, and that was a live report.
And the reporter just kept her composure.
Yep.
That's what you got to do.
Incredible. She didn't go, oh, I don't think I could have helped myself, but go, oh, okay.
Excuse me, sir?
She didn't. She just kept that microphone pointed right at him and let him finish his story.
Well, we all have had it happen on the radio before, and if you don't draw attention to it, just let it go.
Yeah, right.
Just let it go.
That's right.
So, let me see if you want to take a trip back in time here. Do you remember this commercial?
All across this country, people took the Pepsi challenge, and Pepsi won because you know what we have when you taste one. It's Pepsi. It's that winning taste.
That's the old Pepsi challenge.
Yeah.
That was Pepsi's big marketing campaign that launched in 1975, 50 years ago.
Can't believe that.
Is when they started the Pepsi Challenge. And, of course, the whole thing behind it was they were going to secretly give you two different drinks. One was going to be Pepsi, one was going to be Coke, and their big thing was, if you don't know, more people are picking Pepsi than they are Coke. When we all know, Coke is the number one seller, Pepsi's number two. Well, they are bringing back the Pepsi Challenge. Because much like movies, apparently marketing is out of original ideas. So they are relaunching the Pepsi Challenge. This time it's going to be between Pepsi Zero Sugar and Coke Zero Sugar that will go head-to-head across the country.
Oh.
And it's going to launch in New Orleans ahead of the Super Bowl. I think this is a waste of marketing money. This would be like Burger King decided, we're putting all our eggs in one basket. We are finally going to take down McDonald's. No, you're not. Pepsi will never take down Coke. Coke will always be number one. Diet Coke is superior to Diet Pepsi.
Are you just giving the sales results or your opinion on that?
Both.
Oh, no, I've been a Pepsi guy my entire life. But funny thing, when I was a kid, in the store, I ran into one of their reps doing this, and I took the challenge.
Oh, you took the Pepsi challenge?
I did. Legitimately took it and picked Coke.
Yeah?
And I hate it. I don't understand why, but I was a kid then, so I don't know. But now I take Diet Pepsi all day.
See, but there is a reason when you go to 99% of the restaurants, and they're like, is Pepsi okay? No, it's not. So I want a Coke.
I didn't grow up. I started out with Pepsi. My mom loved Pepsi, but then my dad became an executive with 7-Up. So we had 7-Up and RC freaking Cola. I had to grow up on RC Cola.
Ooh.
But now I am a solid Coke person. I love Diet Coke. I have a craving, but I don't drink it that often because I know it's not good for me. But every now and again, I'll be at Kroger and I'll see just a frosty cold Diet Coke staring at me from that little mini fridge before you go to the checkout. Oh, it's so good.
My dad became diabetic when I was 5, so all we had in the house was Diet Coke, and now it's all I drink.
Yeah.
I can't stand regular
too sweet.
Sugar. Yeah.
Way too sweet.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
Back to the RC Cola. So you just grew up poor then.
Well, now listen, I had Tahitian Treat in there too. Do you guys remember Tahitian Treat?
Yes.
I don't
All
remember.
right.
That was part of 7-Up.
It was
what else they have? Orange Crush?
They had Orange Crush.
Yeah.
7-Up. Tahitian Treat was sort of the answer to Hawaiian Punch.
Yeah.
But then I think eventually 7-Up bought Hawaiian Punch, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, you
I
might
could be
right.
wrong. I can't remember.
Well, I mean, and I'm not coming down on you because I grew up with the cereal in a bag at the end of the aisle.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't get I didn't get Captain Crunch. You got like Seaman Steve, like the stuff at the very. It came in like the 7-pound dog bag that you had to throw over your shoulder to get to the checkout lane. So,
what was it called?
Seaman Steve.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, he had like a parrot with no feathers on his shoulders, like scabies.
Yeah.
Like it was just not good. You eat it, it tasted like a bowl of pennies. It was just had that metallic taste. It was not good at all. So I completely get it. Hey, Vic, were you ever a skateboarder? I mean, I know you were a break dancer, but did you ever do the skateboarding thing?
Yeah, I had a skateboard. Yeah.
Okay. Kelly, a skateboarder? Did you hang out with the skater dudes, or were you a skateboarder yourself?
My next door neighbor had a skateboard, and I always was like, hey, let's hang out so that I could ride a skateboard. I loved skateboard. I was never great at it, but I did love it.
Okay. I never did, I mean, obviously.
And I still wear Vans, so in the deepest heart of hearts, skater.
When I was younger, I definitely did a little bit of skateboarding, but I got more into like the rollerblading. We used to do like the stairs and the rails and...
I did roller skating.
Yeah.
Speed skating.
Yep.
You know. But you know, when I had a skateboard, they were junk compared to the skateboards they have now.
Oh, absolutely.
Just, you know, they didn't have the...
You change out the wheels and you change out the bearings.
Yeah.
You know.
They were like hard plastic. They weren't nearly as big as today's skateboard. It was just garbage.
And those hard rubber wheels.
Yes, just garbage.
And then, of course, you know, you live in the poor neighborhood, you got nothing but cracks in the sidewalk.
Right.
You hit something and you go flying off. Well, apparently skateboarding is taking a bit of a hit because Quicksilver, Billabong, and Volcom are all shutting down all of their stores.
Oh, wow.
Now, obviously, I think this is twofold. I think, one, skateboarding isn't quite what it used to be, but also... that just goes back to we're going to see more box stores closing because I'm sure these businesses are still doing sales. It's just all online now.
Right.
Yeah.
And how long before your favorite store decides we're making enough money off of online sales that we don't need to pay leases and rent and electric bills and all that kind of stuff at these other places.
And employees.
And employees, yeah, absolutely.
Also, online is good because people like me who love to shop at like Vans and Zoomies, I have to pretend like I'm shopping for my kid. So people aren't like, oh, who's the old lady shopping in here for skaters?
Are you really not worried
clothes?
about what someone thinks? You don't want to walk into it?
I am like a tad self-conscious when I'm like in Zoomies or Vans that they're looking at me like, oh, well, how old's your son, ma'am? What do you think he might like?
They don't care, Kelly. They don't.
Well, the good news is, though, but your shoe size is the same as like a 4-year-old Vietnamese boy. So, I mean, you're fine. You can get them anywhere. So, so if you enjoy Quicksilver, Billabong, or Volcom, make sure you visit your favorite store because they are going to be closing soon. Speaking of spending money, I wanted to revisit a story we had a couple days ago because we shared with you in the not-so-breaking news that Minnesota is trying to re-legalize beaver meat. If you didn't hear the story, beaver meat was legal for a very long time. You could catch a beaver, kill it, and eat it, much like you do with, deer or something like that. But then they made it illegal in 2024, specifically the nuance beavers. Nuisance beavers, not the nuance beavers. Nuance beavers are very particular. No, the nuisance beavers. They said you couldn't kill and eat. But now a senator wants to bring it back. And I had an idea that could really benefit a member of the Morning Blitz. Because I believe, Thick Rick, you love to bass fish.
Yep.
Another animal that you can catch, cook, if you wanted to. Absolutely delicious. So I'm thinking, if they re-legalize beaver meat, this could be a great opportunity for maybe like a side hustle, Thick. Maybe you could make a little extra money.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
And so to help you out, I already got the ball rolling, okay? I wrote a commercial just for you, Thick, and what could be your new business and your $1 million idea, okay? Give me some like commercial music. Thick Rick's Deli. Your home for beaver and bass. That's right. Whether you want to put your lips on some juicy beaver meat or something fishy, Thick Rick's Deli has got you covered. Our beaver meat is the juiciest around. Moist, succulent beaver meat at your fingertips anytime you want it. However, if you prefer something a little more stank on it, grab yourself some fishy stuffs. The best bass in the biz. Scraped off, washed, and slit right down the center. Thick Rick's bass can't be beat. Because Thick Rick never beats his meat. Thick Rick's Deli, your home for beaver and bass. You'll never want anyone else's meat in your mouth.
Dude, that's fantastic. That might be the greatest radio commercial I ever heard in my life.
I'm thinking, Thick, you can make a whole bunch of money off that.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
Bond set at $20 million to the man accused of killing 2 and injuring 4 of his co-workers at a New Albany cosmetics warehouse. Bruce Foster made his first court appearance yesterday. The Licking County Coroner's Office has identified the victim, who was found dead at the KDC-1 facility, as 38-year-old Kyle Vaver of Pickerington. And 30-year-old Shekhar Chapagai died in the hospital. 4 others hospitalized. Detectives still trying to determine a motive. A man aboard a Frontier Airlines flight on its way to Houston had to be restrained by fellow passengers on Wednesday after he began kicking seats and hitting a window, eventually breaking the plexiglass. The flight had left Denver, was in the air for about 30 minutes when a woman asked the man behind her if he would switch seats. Don't know why she did that, but that enraged this guy. He started kicking this woman's seat, trying to break the window. He was hitting the window, and then he laid back and was kicking at the window with his feet, and eventually was able to break that plexiglass. His blood was around the window frame and on the ceiling of the plane. It was nuts.
Roid rage? What is going on?
I don't know. Several passengers grabbed a hold of him, used zip ties and bootlaces, restrained him, put him back in his seat, and the plane continued on its way 2 more hours and landed in Houston. No emergency landing or anything. They have this insane person on board, and they're like, yep, we're just going to continue on course. 2 more hours in the air. But anyway, I guess everything turned out fine. Well, the frantic search for a missing Oklahoma teenager came to an end when he came back home and told everyone he'd been hiding out in a toilet paper fort at Walmart. So the 16-year-old kid, Chris Dunham, was reported missing on Sunday by his grandparents with whom he was living. He told police he waited until after hours, stayed inside the Walmart, and then he took big packages of toilet paper and built a fort over a dog bed, and then just hung out in there all night. Before the store opened, he disassembled everything and then did it again the next night. So police are all gathered at the grandparents' home, and they're like, what's going on? The grandparents weren't exactly cooperative for some reason. Then, once this kid comes home, tells his story, the neighbors start coming over and saying, yeah, this kid's life sucks here. We have confronted these people time after time. One time this kid was out mowing the lawn. They had him out there mowing the lawn, 115-degree weather. Okay? And then they said another time they locked this kid out, and he was like crying outside, and the grandma was like, shut up!
Oh.
You believe that? So this kid in his toilet paper fort at Walmart has uncovered like this crazy situation. Yeah.
That's
the
so
neighbors,
unfortunate.
they're all like, this is our chance. They won't listen to us, so we're going to go tell the police. So they came over and reported all of this to the cops. So
hopefully the best for that kid.
Hopefully this kid's life changes.
Although that does make me think, let's say you could like set up your fort and live in a store. What store are you living in?
Yeah, it's not going to be Walmart, but I don't know. I mean, it will be somewhere with food.
That's what I was thinking. Because I know for a fact,
Whole
obviously.
Foods. I'm doing Whole Foods.
Okay. Because Dick, you're going to say, you know what, Cabela's or one of those. I'm going to say Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yeah.
But you're there for more than 24 hours. You're not eating anything except for, you know, if I'm at Dick's Sporting Goods, I'm eating protein bars and drinking a Gatorade because that's about all they sell there. Maybe some jerky.
Cabela's sells really good fudge. So you'd be set
they do
for
have
fudge.
all kinds of stuff. But they got other stuff too.
I'm doing
They probably have some camping supplies.
Yeah,
like meals ready to eat and things like that.
Yeah.
All right, so you'd be all right.
Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, something like that, where they have like really expensive, delish food.
Okay.
Yeah, why not? I think that sounds fun. All right, guys, those are your 3 things.
All right, we've got tickets for Sebastian Maniscalco. The show is tomorrow night at the Schottenstein Center. You can buy your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com, or you can win them. We have got Jess on the phone. Jess, good morning. Jess, are you there?
Here I am.
There you are, okay. Jess. Hi. And then we've also got Ray on the phone. Good morning, Ray.
Morning.
All right, so this is how the game works. I am going to read a sentence, a fill-in-the-blank sentence, and Thick and Kelly are going to write down their answers, and then I will take your guess. And if you match with either Thick or Kelly, you're going to get a point. Person with the most points going to win the Sebastian Maniscalco tickets, okay? So, Jess, we are going to start with you. Your question is for you, Jess. The question is, now don't answer them, give Thick and Kelly a second to write down their answers before you answer, but your question is, a Florida man calls 911 after his blank stopped working. A Florida man called 911 after his blank stopped working. Thick and Kelly are writing down their answers right now. Think about it for a second. And this is Florida Match Game. This has to do all with Florida headlines. So once again, Florida man calls 911 after his blank stopped working. They have written down their answers. Jess, what do you think is the blank in the fill-in-the-blank?
Oh, damn. I want to say Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi. A Florida man calls 911 after his Wi-Fi stopped working. Kelly, what did you write down?
All right. I couldn't think of anything, Jess. I said butt.
After his butt stops working.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a situation, right? I might call the cops.
How would you know
working.
If your butt stops working?
Well, I mean, hasn't yours ever stopped working and then it's like really painful?
Nope. Nope. I'm good. I'm good. Sorry.
That's a thing. Huh?
Florida man calls 911 after his blank stopped working.
I'm sorry, Jess, but I said stripper.
After his stripper stopped working.
Good.
That's a good one. Well, I can tell you no one is correct. A Florida man called 911 after his PlayStation stopped working.
This was real?
Yeah, no, this is absolutely real. This is absolutely real. These are all real headlines.
Oh, okay. Sure. All right,
Ray, we got one for you. Here we go. A Florida man is accused of shooting his roommate during an argument about blank. Kelly and Thick are writing down their answers. Ray, think about this one for a second. Florida man is accused of shooting his roommate during an argument during an argument about blank. They have written down their answers. Ray, what you got? Florida man accused of shooting his roommate during an argument about
playing his game late at night while he was trying to sleep.
Playing his game late at night. Okay. All right, Thick, we'll start with you. Florida man accused of shooting his roommate during an argument about
video game.
Video game.
Hey,
that is a match. Absolutely, that is a match. Kelly, what do you got?
Butt. I'm just kidding. It's not butt this time. Football.
Football. Also a good guess. And although you matched, we're going to give you the point, Ray. The actual headline is a Florida man accused of shooting his roommate during an argument about cats.
Cats.
I don't know what kind of argument could get so out of hand that it's about cats, but,
I've just been seeing so many people getting in fights about video games.
No, you're absolutely correct. Jess, we'll give you one attempt to tie it up to see if you can do so. Jess, here we go. A Florida man was arrested for attempting to rob a store with a blank. A Florida man is arrested for attempting to rob a store with a blank. Thick and Kelly are writing down their answers. Whole bunch of possibilities here. Florida man arrested for attempting to rob a store with a blank. Kelly, we'll start with you. What did the Florida man try and rob the store with?
A banana. Oh, wait, we didn't get her question.
We didn't get her answer.
Oh, jeez.
All right.
Banana was my answer, though.
Banana, you know what?
Banana was her answer.
I do believe that.
I believe her, too.
I do believe that. That banana was the answer. Right. That was my bad. Thick, what did you write down?
I wasn't going to help her because I said iguana.
It's
Florida.
That is true. They're falling from the trees, so you could have grabbed one. No, a Florida man was arrested for attempting to rob a store with a stapler.
Oh,
stapler was the correct answer. But you know what? We'll give you the point there. That was my fault, Jess. So we are now tied 1-1. We're going to a tiebreaker.
All right.
Let's see what happens. All right. Final question. We're gonna get answers from both of them and see if they match either of you. Okay. So they're each gonna get a guess. So here we go. A Florida man tries to evade arrest by blinking away from the cops. A Florida man tries to evade arrest by blinking away from the cops. Kelly and Thick are writing down their answers right now. A Florida man tries to evade arrest by blinking away from the cops. Jess, we'll start with you. What is your guess?
I say skipping.
Skipping, okay. Ray, what do you think?
I don't know. Stripping down naked, running away.
Streaking away from the cops.
I like it.
That's a good answer. All right, we got skipping and streaking. Thick, we'll start with you. A Florida man tries to evade arrest by blinking away from the cops.
I said skateboarding.
Skateboarding away from the cops. Okay, that would have been a good one.
All right. I said pogo sticking.
I don't know how far you're getting away from pogo sticking away from the cops. Well, I can tell you this. No one of all four of you is correct. A Florida man tries to evade arrest by cartwheeling away from the cops. Possibly the worst possible thing you could do to get away from the cops. Which means we have ourselves a tie, and we're going to have to give these tickets away a different way. So both of you hang on one second. Do you want to go with another one? Do you want to try one more?
Whatever you want to do.
All right, let's do one more.
We'll do one more. We got time for one more. Let's see if we can get a winner. Okay. Here we go. Final one. We'll do a double answer again. Naked Florida man drinks 2 liters of vodka, burns down his house by cooking what on his Foreman grill? A naked man drinks 2 liters of vodka and he burnt down his house by cooking what on his George Foreman grill? Kelly and Thick are writing down their answers. All right, let's start with Ray. I'm sorry, no, wait, yeah. Ray, let's get your guess.
I don't know, hamburgers. Felt like it.
Okay, and Jess, what is your...
I'm going to say his clothes.
His clothes. Okay.
Lots of makes you do crazy things.
All right, so let's go and see if we have a match. Thick, we will start with you. We have got hamburgers and clothes. Thick, what did you say?
Once again, I went with iguana.
What?
I think he probably grabbed some crazy thing to cook, and they're there for him. And especially when it's cold, it's easy to get them. They're like you said, they're falling out of the trees.
Okay, all right. Not a match for either Jess or
Sorry,
Ray.
guys.
So it all comes down to you, Kelly. Do we have a match or not? A naked Florida man drinks 2 liters of vodka and burns down his house while trying to cook what on his George Foreman grill? Kelly, what'd you say?
I said big juicy burgers.
Ray, congratulations. We're going to hook you up with Sebastian Maniscalco tickets. Enjoy the show tomorrow night. Jesper, thanks for playing along, and hopefully we'll talk to you soon, okay? Ray, you hang on. We'll get you hooked up with those tickets. 99.7 The Blitz. Hey, let's start with a quick apology. A whole bunch of text messages came through. We were just playing the Florida match game to give away some Sebastian Maniscalco tickets. And on the final question, we got a match. Ray was the winner. Congratulations. But what I didn't do was give the actual answer. A whole bunch of people were like, wait, what's the actual answer? A naked Florida man drinks 2 liters of vodka, burns down his house while baking cookies on his George Foreman grill.
Oh, cookies.
On a grill.
Cookies was the actual answer.
Nice effort. I like the effort.
All right, we are exactly 1 week away from Valentine's Day. Kelly, you got the Valentine's Day plans ready to go? Is your husband planning it?
Listen, we don't do that much. We do acknowledge it. Charlie always gets me flowers and candy, and I get him a card because I am lame, but it's always heartfelt. It always makes me cry when I watch him read it because I'm so in love with this man. So it is a sweet little exchange of little gifts, and then we go on our merry way. That's about it.
You don't do like a dinner or anything like that?
No, never. We don't even do that for our anniversary.
Okay.
But we do love each other.
That's great.
Quite a bit.
Vic, you ready to go for Valentine's Day?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're basically the same way.
Same thing.
You know, I'll get her stuff. Come on, if we're being honest, Valentine's Day is for the girls. You know, I don't want anything. I don't want her to spend money on me for anything, but I will make sure she's taken care of.
We get September 14th is what we get.
What's that, Sweetest Day?
No.
Oh.
You don't know about September 14th?
14th.
What is it?
You get a steak and a... You don't know about steak and...
Oh, a steak and shake?
No.
In a way.
Let's just call it Steak and Favor Day.
Yeah.
You've never heard of Steak and Favor Day?
I have not.
I definitely know what the favor is.
Yeah, it's an official holiday.
Is that right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
I've
man's
heard this
version of
before, but I'm
Valentine's Day.
trying to remember.
Because it's like 6 months after Valentine's Day.
September 14th. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So, just putting it out there. If you're
we're
looking
going to have to
for,
bring that up when I get home.
if you're looking for a couple of Valentine's Day ideas, here's one for you. This is actually for someone who may be getting dumped in the next couple days, because the Memphis Zoo is running a Valentine's Day fundraiser, and for $10, they will name an elephant turd after your ex.
An elephant turd.
Name a turd after a turd is what they're calling it. So, if you are broken up with right around this time of the year, and your ex is a real turd, then there you go. They are using the proceeds to help care for the zoo's 3,500 animals. They say it makes a great gift for your annoying neighbor, overbearing mother-in-law, coworker who gives you nightmares, or, of course, that awful ex that you have. For $10, you'll get a digital card and a shareable video of an elephant pooping right there at the zoo.
I love it. You're getting a lot for your money.
You're getting a lot for your money.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
A little revenge, a video. I like it.
You can hit up the Memphis Zoo if you would like to purchase and name a turd after a turd. I love this idea. Here's an idea. Maybe if you're in a new relationship and you really want to impress this new love in your life. There is a man in Malaysia who started a business as a villain for hire. What you do is you pay him, and then when you're out and about in public with your lady, he will come and annoy your lady. Nothing crazy, but he will definitely make things uncomfortable. And then you get to be the hero and come up and beat the mess out of him.
Whoa.
Oh.
He's going to let you beat him up.
He's going to let you beat him up. And it'll cost between 25 and 40 US.
Oh, that's it?
Yep. He says he has no problem paying the villain. Are you tired of your partner thinking you're weak? I can help you prove them wrong.
Yeah. Or prove you are weak.
It's like
prove you are weak, yeah.
It's like the volunteer firefighter who starts a fire and then waltzes in and puts it out like a hero.
A little bit. Yep,
that kind
absolutely.
Of thing.
That's funny.
You arrange for someone to come bother your girl. So
he will
come
come
like
over and pester your lady.
This is in Malaysia?
In Malaysia, yep. Now, here's the thing. He is taking a bit of a risk because Malaysia has some of the strictest sexual harassment laws, so he's got to be real careful in what he does, because if the lady decides to scream sexual harassment, he could be in a lot of trouble.
Geez.
But if you want to seem like the hero, then go ahead, head on over to Malaysia, and he will be the villain for a day for you. It's going to be a high of about 35 today, more of the same throughout the weekend. Looks like we may get a little bit of that wintry mix tomorrow mixed in, although not as bad as it was in the overnight hours yesterday. We all woke up, had that thin sheet of ice over my car.
Yes.
Thankfully, the roads weren't too bad, but it was definitely slick out there. Enough that a lot of schools shut down yesterday.
Yeah.
And we had the same up in Detroit, where my fiance and my two stepsons are still living. They're finishing out the school year up there. And so the boys were home alone because Nora had to go to work. 16 and 12 years old. Well, the 16-year-old has himself a new girlfriend. They've been dating for, I think, like a month now, something like that. I know that 2 weeks ago, we dropped him off at her house on a Saturday. We drove him through the McDonald's drive-thru. They sat and watched something. But the parents were there, and they hung out on the couch, and they had themselves a little date.
I love it.
Well, yesterday morning, about 8:30, I got a text from Nora. She allowed the girlfriend to come over yesterday for the snow day. Nora was at work.
Oh, hell no!
So that I wasn't sure how I felt about that.
Okay, let me ask you this.
I was like, is that a good idea?
I need a detail here.
Okay.
Is, in the kindest way possible, because my youngest sister was, so I can ask this, is the 12-year-old kind of a rat? Like, will he rat his brother out? So he knows, like, the rules are you're not going to go in the bedroom and shut the door. So if it happens, the 12-year-old's calling Nora and saying, hey, And it's maybe just like he's kind of an informant in the house. Is that the sitch?
You know, I honestly don't know if he would.
He'd cover for his brother.
He might cover for his brother,
Okay.
although he's also...
I don't like this.
He's also, very close with Nora, so maybe he would say something. They don't bicker a ton. They bicker a little bit.
Okay.
So it's not like one's trying to get one over on the other.
It's going to depend on the current mood then.
Yeah.
Mom, I'm hearing strange noises in his bedroom.
I asked for my understanding. They spent most of the time in the living room watching TV. They did go down to the basement for a little bit.
That's
to
all
watch
it
some
takes,
TV.
man.
Just
Are
a
you
little
ready
bit
to be a
in the
grandpa?
basement. Yeah.
I have laid down that law. That's not happening.
Oh, yeah.
But
They're always going to listen.
But yeah, look, the 16-year-old is a straight A student.
Yeah.
Runs cross country and track.
Good kid.
Good kid.
Yeah.
Has a job at the supermarket as a bagger and cart collector. He turned 16 in December, and although I'm sure a lot of kids do this, I was kind of shocked. He's just now looking into driver's ed.
Dude, they don't want to anymore.
Right. It's not like he had some dire need to get a car and get out and about and all that kind of stuff. So I'm very curious. 800-821-9970.
A lot of good kids want to do their girlfriends.
You can shoot us a text, 99700. 16 years old. It's a snow day. Are you letting the girlfriend come over and hang out at the house for the day?
He's never given you a reason not to trust him.
Never once.
Okay.
Never once given us a reason not to trust him. Vic, are you allowing this?
Man, it sounds like I want to give him a chance to, be the kid he's always been, I guess. I want to trust him because I don't want to not trust him. I don't want to, be that way.
One stray swimmer. That's all it takes.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Nora and I were talking last night before bed, and she said she did bring up, hey, did you kiss? And he said, no, and they both kind of giggled.
Oh, they didn't even kiss. Okay.
Apparently they didn't even kiss.
Well, again, I'm just thinking, if you're that 16-year-old and you've done everything right your whole life, never given your parents a reason not to trust you, I've got straight A's, I'm working a job, you're not going to trust me now, that would hurt, man.
Yeah, I like that attitude, and I'm not a parent, so I do love to give parental advice, but I don't know what I'm talking about, so maybe you do give the kid a chance. He's a good kid.
You know your kid.
And here's the problem. I know how I was at 16.
When that's what you
and
that's what you think about.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Okay, we got
but
a text.
He's nothing like me, so
okay.
Right.
Yeah. We got in a text with one word. It says nope.
Straight up nope.
Nope.
Are you allowing your 16-year-old to hang out with his girlfriend on a snow day while you're at work at the home alone? All right, much like yesterday morning where we had a whole bunch of schools shut down, the same thing happened up in Detroit where my fiance and my two stepsons are still living for the rest of the school year before they come down in June. And Nora, my fiance, let the 16-year-old have his girlfriend over for the snow day. She was at work the entire day. And I was just kind of taken aback by that. I was like, is that a good idea? But, as I mentioned, straight A student. Runs cross country, runs track. He's got a part-time job. He does all the right things.
Yeah, good kid.
Never really been caught in a lie, ever. So...
Has the talk been had?
The talk has been had.
He's 16.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
And we also, both Nora and I, and our personalities, it's very much I don't know how you would describe it, a friendship-style home. There's parenting, but... we're close with the boys. We joke with them a lot.
Yeah.
We say things a lot, So, yeah, the talk has been had. So would you allow this? Text messages rolling in.
Oh, tons.
Jesse James says, from my experience, it's always the girls trying way too hard to get with the boyfriend.
Really?
That's what he said.
Well, and we got another text that said, the girls' parents allowed this. And I'm not saying just anything disparaging about any 16-year-old, but I have not met this young lady yet. I have not met her parents. Nora has. But her name is Phoenix.
Stop it. You can't make that up. Come on.
I'm not making that up.
It sounds like
she's destined for the pole is what it sounds like.
No, but it does sound like her parents grew up in a compound or something. You know, one of those like freewheeling hippie compounds where it's like, yeah, let's name our daughter Phoenix.
Well, they obviously trust her.
I love the name Phoenix.
Her parents trust her. Cody said, I never gave my parents a reason not to trust me either, but if they would have allowed that when I was 16, we would have become teenage parents.
Yeah.
Jacob says, Goose, I guess you'll find out your answer in 9 months. Don't say that.
Oh.
Rex said he got busted doing it on the school bus his junior year. So I guess boys and girls will find a way.
Absolutely.
And that was another text we got that said, look, teenagers are going to find a way. If that really is what's on their mind, they're going to find a way, whether or not you leave them at home alone or not.
Oh, my gosh.
I can't read some of these texts. They're so dirty.
Rex. Oh, my gosh. Rex said, I was doing the dirty since I was 12. I am my family's golden child who could never do anything wrong in my mother's eyes. And to this day, she still doesn't know, nor does my father, but my siblings definitely do.
Okay, that's a lot. Let's see. Cheryl says, I don't want to shift responsibility, but if the girlfriend's parents are okay with it, I'd probably trust it. Okay.
Got a text that says a lot of young pregnancy from straight A kids.
That's true. Again, good kids, bad kids.
Yeah.
You know.
You don't need drugs or anything.
You don't.
You don't want that.
Lizard brain does take over sometimes.
It does, man.
You know, when you hit that certain age, it does happen.
Yeah.
So, again, there's no way of knowing what happened yesterday, whether anything did happen. But I don't think anything went down.
Yeah. Frank said, my son rode his bike to the gas station to buy a condom as soon as my ex-wife had to take the dog to the vet in an emergency.
Oh, my gosh. Perfect timing. Emily says she has 2 boys, 13 and 12. If she wasn't home and, they wouldn't be allowed to have a girl over, but she's absolutely certain that her youngest would rat his brother out. So she feels good about it.
And that's where we were talking about the 12-year-old.
Yeah.
I don't know if he would actually say anything to Nora and I about something that seemed off. I will say we did get a text that said CYA have a box of condoms in the house.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's a terrible idea. You know, just in case.
Just in case. Yeah, because you don't, if they're going to do it, you want them to have protection. You don't want them to say, we'll take a chance. That's the last thing in the world.
Very last thing you want to do. Yeah, absolutely. If it's there, sure, it may be uncomfortable to say, look, they're there if you need them. I don't want you to. But is that because another one was talking about, trusting them and allowing them to hang out or, like I said, providing something like condoms in a drawer. Is that like the argument of giving your 19-year-old beer at the house because they're going to do it anyways, but if they're going to do it, they're going to do it while I'm at home? Because you hear that sometimes,
right?
Where you allow your 19-year-old to drink. So is it allowing them to do or putting it in their head that it's okay if there happens to be condoms in a drawer somewhere?
Yeah.
We got
text
says they're going to do what they do anyway. My daughter was that same great 16-year-old straight A student and got the boyfriend, and boom, they were pregnant at 17. So nope, not unsupervised.
That's tough. All right, well, thanks for all the texts. And
I don't think it made you feel any better.
It really didn't. It really didn't. And it really does come down to the one text we got that just said, "Look, we'll find out in 9 months."
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
We are finding out more about mental health concerns surrounding the suspect in this week's shooting at a New Albany warehouse. Records from Columbus police show the family of Bruce Foster III had concerns about his mental health years before he was accused of shooting 6 people at his workplace. 3 years ago, Foster's family made 2 reports to police, concerned he might hurt himself or others. One was in April of 2022. His family reported he was having delusions and paranoia, and that they believed that might lead him to hurt someone. And then in May of 2022, a month later, his family called the police to report he was being violent and not acting like himself. And both of these times, he was involuntarily hospitalized at a mental health facility. So the question now is, why was he able to legally buy a gun? Well, apparently you have to be ruled mentally, this is a quote, ruled mentally defective by a judge in order to have that show up on a background check. So that is the reason he was able to legally purchase the gun used in the murders. One estimate predicts people will spend a record $27.5 billion this Valentine's Day. That would beat out what we spent in 2020 when we were all shut in with which makes sense because maybe people were getting sick of their loved ones on Valentine's Day in 2020. Now we're back in love or something. I don't know. But the top places people will spend their money: online, followed by department stores, and then florists. And only a little more than half of consumers say they'll celebrate Valentine's Day this year. So a lot of people just skipping it.
Oh, so February 2020, that was like right before.
Oh, that was right before
the
COVID.
pandemic.
Yeah, right. There you go. Okay. Trumbull County, east of Cleveland, on Tuesday, there was a meeting of Republican Party officials. And as the Trumbull County Republican Party Secretary, Marlee Campbell, was reading motions, she was being repeatedly interrupted by a former county commissioner named Nikki Frenchko, who kept shouting about her own agenda until Campbell had eventually had enough, and she told Frenchko to, quote, "shut up and let me speak." And that is when Frenchko reportedly grabbed 2 lemons from an arrangement on the table and whipped them at Campbell, hitting her right in the chest with a couple. So the meeting was immediately adjourned. Someone called the cops, and Frenchko kept telling the police that she didn't throw any lemons, even though everyone in the room saw her do it. But when it was all said and done, this woman, Marlee Campbell, declined to press charges, so I guess nothing will come of it. But
assault by citrus.
Yeah, interesting move at an adult meeting of politicians. And those are your 3 things.
All right. I don't know, 1.6 billion people or so are going to be watching one thing on Sunday night. And that, of course, will be the Super Bowl. Chiefs and the Eagles. Chiefs going for a 3-peat. Will it happen the first time ever? We'll have to wait and find out. Now, Tom Brady says he doesn't have a favorite in the Super Bowl. He says he just wants to see a good game. He said it would be exciting to see the Chiefs win a 3-peat. We do like records. We like when records are broken. We like to celebrate when records are broken. But at the same time, we also kind of get sick of the same thing over and over and over again. That's kind of the big argument with the Chiefs and the people that aren't rooting for the Chiefs.
People got sick of the Patriots.
Yeah, and that's what he's saying. He said people always hated on us for so many years, and I didn't understand it because all I did was try and do things the right way. We try and go out there and compete, and it's our job to win. He says to be in this country and not cheer for excellence is beyond me. I can kind of see that.
Yeah.
But it's when you just have this the repetitiveness, the same thing over and over and over again. And especially when it comes to sports, because sports is very divisive. We all have our teams, and we want our teams to win. Yeah. And when it's not your team, then you get sick of seeing the same thing over and over again. Yeah, there was a point, even as a Tom Brady fan, it still got annoying. It's like, again, really?
Yeah, see, I would not have a problem with my team winning 10 years in a row. That wouldn't bother me at all. But I don't want to see somebody else.
Somebody else's team win.
You know.
Yeah, 10 in a row. And, a lot of people saying that the viewership is going to be way down this year. The commercials aren't what they used to be. The 2 teams, not a lot of people are excited about. For a lot of parties this year, it's going to be all about the food.
Don't discount the Swifties tuning in.
There are going to be Swifties that tune in.
That wouldn't be otherwise.
That is very true. Thick, are you going to have some food at your house when I come over on Sunday?
Absolutely. What was your favorite flavor of wings, by the way?
Oh,
lemon pepper?
Lemon pepper, Thai curry.
Okay.
Some Cajun.
All right.
I don't like buffalo. I don't like the red buffalo.
I'm not into buffalo either,
yeah.
But there was some wings I told you need to try, so I'm going to make sure I have those. We're going to have some crab legs and some other sides.
You have crab legs at your Super Bowl party?
Yes.
Oh, can I make a request so you could bring me in leftovers on Monday? That would be whatever that chocolate cake is that Heather made you for your birthday one year.
You're assuming she's going to make one.
That's what that's a request.
Oh, well, now that you mentioned her, I did want to say happy birthday to my lovely bride, Heather.
Heather!
Oh, it's her birthday. Happy birthday. All right. Let's see. Nationwide, if you're looking for a dip, the top 5, buffalo chicken dip, 7-layer dip, jalapeno popper dip, crab dip, and queso. As far as appetizers, people are trying to find some new things. Philly cheesesteak sliders, Hawaiian roll sliders, pigs in a blanket, cowboy caviar, and potato skins are the things that people are Googling the most. If you're looking for a cocktail to make, the top search cocktails, jungle juice, old fashions, margaritas, espresso martinis, and Sazeracs. It's like a cognac or a whiskey, I guess, popular in New Orleans.
No idea.
Okay. Other things people are looking up, charcuterie boards, football-shaped cookies, and Kansas City foods. That's just barbecue. Kansas City barbecue.
Or Kansas City ribeye.
Not nearly the best barbecue, but it is barbecue. And then other foods that people are looking up, buffalo wings, nacho sliders, and beer cheese. If you are looking for food, however, we've talked about this. This is officially the 5th day, the end of my first week here, joining the Blitz. Moved down on Sunday from Detroit. I'm very excited because when you come to a new place, it's all about finding the local stuff.
Right.
You want to try all. I'm a foodie. I can't wait to explore all that Columbus has to offer. I know that I've read that their food scene is pretty nice around here. However, there's also something about getting your home food and what you love. And this is pretty cool because I found out in the middle of the week that we've got Happy's Pizza here in Columbus. Which is a huge Detroit business. And Darius is here from Happy's Pizza. Hi, Darius.
Hello.
How's it going, man?
Pretty good.
Thanks for coming by.
It's my pleasure.
And so I got hit up midweek saying from some friends in Detroit saying, Happy's Pizza is here. They want to come down and hang out and bring you some food. And I'm like, I'm all about it. Happy's Pizza and Wings. Tell us about Happy's Pizza and Wings, Darius.
Absolutely. Happy's Pizza and Wings. We have 2 locations on the east side as well as the west side and the bottoms. We have some great deals as well. It's the best munchie food in the city, if you ask me.
Okay.
We have 50 wings for $50. We got 5 large pizzas, 1 topping.
Wait, 50 wings for $50?
50 wings for $50.
Damn!
You can get your wings from us, actually.
As a deal.
I was thinking that. You can get the best rib tips in town. We have another location opening up. Yep, at Cleveland and 5th. So we have all kinds of combinations, all kinds of specials. Come check us out.
And I'll tell you what, I've had Happy's Pizza up in Detroit. It's good pizza.
I've never had it.
I mean, pizza and wings, #1 Super Bowl food there is.
Absolutely.
So, will you guys do like pre-orders if you got like a big party going on? Will they take?
Oh
some
yeah, we
pre-orders
definitely
and stuff?
cater. We're trying to get into more spaces with catering too. We'd love to take care of the colleges, of course, especially with this being a big college football town. That's really what we're looking to get into.
Yeah, the second biggest. It's pretty great.
You gotta love the Buckeyes. Go Bucks.
The second biggest.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, Michigan boy. It's a Michigan boy here.
Oh, that's pretty smooth. That's I like that. We know who won this.
So yes, definitely. If you are looking for your food for your Super Bowl party and you haven't made any plans yet, Happy's Pizza, Wings. I didn't know you guys do rib tips.
I know, man. You got my attention when you
said that. We even have falafel. So we have
falafel. I love falafel.
Exactly. Every kind of food for everybody.
And you said they got Happy's in Michigan?
Yeah, I think their headquarters in Detroit.
Sure is.
Yeah,
we are expanding into other markets as well. I do believe we just got one, I want to say, in Kentucky as well.
Okay.
I got to try this.
Going all over. Yeah, absolutely. So make sure you check them out. One more time, where are those locations at?
I'll give you the addresses as well.
Okay.
We're on the east side and the west side. You can catch us at 1450 West Broad and 3650 East Main.
All right. Well, Darius, thank you very much.
It's my pleasure.
Cannot wait to chow down. Hit up Happy's if you need your food for your Super Bowl party. And, yeah, absolutely. It's going to be all about the food this year. Go into that food coma and enjoy. Check them out. Happy's Pizzas.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
Happens all the time. Company gets a new CEO. The CEO has ideas. They may have seen a dip in business. What are we going to do to earn that business back? Well, it has happened yet again to one of the world's biggest brands, and that is Starbucks. If you're a fan of Starbucks, you may have noticed that they got away from the personalization a while ago. Because you used to go in, they would ask your name, they'd write it on a cup.
Yeah.
And then when you picked it up, they'd read your name off and you grabbed your cup of coffee.
Leave the cup in a Game of Thrones scene.
That too. But then they got away from that, and they were kind of doing just the printed stickers with your name and the recipe and what you wanted.
Yes.
Well, the new CEO, who started back in September, his name is Brian Nichols, has decided we are bringing back the handwritten notes, the handwritten names. In fact, one of the big running jokes was that a lot of times they misspelled your name. And so their campaign is called Not My Name. That's their actual campaign for this marketing ploy. But here's the problem. They are now getting complaints from employees because people are taking it as flirting, because they'll write like little messages on your cups and stuff. That's what they've been instructed to do.
Yes.
Welcome back. Nice to see you again. Hello again. Little hearts when you dot the I. And now Starbucks employees are getting hit on because the customers think they're being flirted with. And so now Starbucks employees are, reporting to the higher-ups.
This isn't working.
Right. Hey, Kelly, your half-calf caramel macchiato with whipped cream is ready.
Yeah, that does make me want to call the cops.
Right, absolutely. So, just know if you're a fan of Starbucks, if you're going in there, they're not flirting with you. It is just the new way of doing things. Yes, they have to write messages or your name on the cup because that is their new marketing ploy. Have you ever had a really stressful day at work and you just can't wait to get out of there? It's just building and building and building, and you just wish there was a way you could relieve the stress. What would be the number one way you could think of for a nice instant release of stress?
Hit the bong.
That's one.
A rage room.
A rage room.
Oh.
But what do you think the ultimate
sex
release of stress would be? Exactly. Well, there is a young lady by the name of Erica, and she has just allowed 30-minute breaks for self-love. She has now said that she will allow her employees masturbation breaks at work. She has actually set up a specific room where people can take 30-minute breaks.
Wow. Alone or together?
It is a self-gratification room.
You got to go alone.
Yep.
That seems like an instant HR issue.
Oh, HR's having a fit.
So
it is a new permanent policy at her firm because she saw back in May of 2022, she did like a little trial run and found out, oh yeah, people were getting more stuff done. People were a bit more relaxed. You think?
I guarantee you this woman has cameras in that room.
Oh, my God.
What human being is setting up a situation like this at work? This is a person who has cameras in that room.
Now, here's what's
guaranteed.
Funny. Her name is Erica Lust.
Oh, come on. No.
Her name is Erica Lust. And I will say this. She does run Erica Lust Films, which tend towards the more adult side of things. So in her line of work, it's really not that big of a deal. But the only thing I can think of, if you have a room specifically set up for this, the only thing I can think of is when you would stop by those adult arcades and they had those little closets you could go in and you put the quarters in and you get 2 minutes of no one else? No,
I've heard about I heard about those being at the dirty bookstore. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it's...
Oh. And you got the spooge mop, and you just gotta say... Oh.
Erica Lust.
That's her name. So
well, you go back to your home on Whore Island.
100%. I'm not... there's no way I could take this type of break at work.
No.
It's not
absolutely
happening.
No way in hell.
Because they see you walk into the room. They know what that room is for.
Yes.
They know what you're doing in there.
Dude, Phil's in there every day. You see this guy?
Start having a sign-up sheet.
That's your 4th trip today, Vic. Come on.
You
whore.
That's your not-so-breaking news. Sonic Temple is going to be here before you know it, May 8th through the 11th. You got 2 days of Metallica. the Friday and the Sunday. If you're not going for the entire weekend, if you're getting your single-day passes, and you want to make sure you see Metallica, take your pick. On Friday, you got Metallica, Rob Zombie, and Alice Cooper. On Sunday, you got Metallica, Alice in Chains, and Chevelle. So it depends on if you're not going for the weekend, which lineup you want to see. But you can't pick a bad day. Every single day is amazing. Start kicking off Thursday with Korn.
Every day, all day.
Saturday, Linkin Park. That's the one I'm not going to miss. Is the Linkin Park show.
Our Christmas.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. And then we've got a whole bunch of tickets still to give away. So you can keep listening to the Blitz for that. It was probably about, I don't know, 6 months ago or so. Lazy Sunday afternoon. I was scrolling around on the interwebs, looking at videos on YouTube. And I came across the 45-minute training video for a Waffle House cook. The short order cooks that stand back there, making the waffles, flipping the eggs, cooking the bacon, doing the hash browns, chopped, stacked, loaded, floated, whatever they do with their hash browns at Waffle House. I watched the entire video of how the cooks get trained. It is absolutely mind-blowing how they train their cooks and the way that they know what the order is. Because you hear the waitress yell it out.
Okay.
But there's no way they're going to remember all these orders. It has to do with the plate, because it's the server's job to grab the plate, and then you grab the jelly, the butter, the knife, and where you place it on the plate tells the cook what kind of eggs you're getting. Are you getting sausage, bacon? It's like, is the jelly packet at noon, 3, 6, or 9?
There's a real science to it.
Is it in the middle? Is it at southeast, or is it at northwest? It all changes: bacon, sausage, ham, steak, over easy, over medium, scrambled.
That is fascinating.
Unbelievable system. I couldn't. And as someone who loves to cook, like if I were to get like a little part-time job, I would be a short order cook in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
I think it's great. So I was just so enthralled. And I went down the whole rabbit hole of how they train Waffle House cooks. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So we want to know, what's the last rabbit hole you went down? Maybe you saw one video and you're like, oh, I got to follow this up and see another video. And it took you to another video. Before you know it, you're 7 videos deep into some story or some piece of information, and you just ended up down this rabbit hole. Kelly, you had a good one.
I did, because I texted you guys yesterday, and I'm like, oh, I am in the biggest rabbit hole right now. I've seen like 50 videos. And we figured out that Goose and I had both seen this video on TikTok many days ago. It was basically a Ring camera footage of this old man walking up his neighbor's stairs, ringing the doorbell. The girl comes to the door and she's like, hi. And he said, hello, I'm Doug, your neighbor across the street, and I want to invite you to a party. Hands her a handwritten invitation to a party, and it basically said, celebration of winter party, February 15th, from 4 p.m. until the cops arrive.
And this is an older gentleman, too.
He's 85 years old.
Oh, I didn't know he was that old.
He lost his wife last year, so he's all on his own, and he decided, I want to have all my neighbors over just for a winter. Like, everybody's just hiding inside now. Let's have a little party at my house. He lives in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. This thing has taken off like gangbusters. Basically, there are you can go down a TikTok rabbit hole of Doug's winter party videos where people, first of all, the whole thing's getting catered because businesses have gotten a hold of this.
I saw an alcohol company is sending him cases of alcohol.
Yeah. He basically, I guess his daughter lives on the West Coast and has been in contact with some of the neighbors, and his favorite drink is scotch, and I know that they ended up getting Stofers. They're providing a ton of food there, and everybody is making TikTok videos about what they're wearing to Doug's winter party, what type of shoe wear so they can, run away from the cops when they arrive. People have started merch that says 4 p.m. until the cops arrive on the shirts. This is wild. And something's huge when there is a fake GoFundMe that has been started. It's a scam to fund Doug's Winter Party.
Don't make it a scam.
Yeah,
don't
so
ruin
people are
something so
already
wholesome.
scamming people over this. That's how big this thing has gotten. But the neighbors are being really protective. They're not giving out any addresses or anything, but we do know it's in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, Eastern Pennsylvania, Philadelphia area. So, but that is supposed to happen on February 15th. So the videos are like going strong right now.
Doug's Winter Party. I absolutely love it.
We have cops dancing. Like they're like putting on dance music and we're like on our way to Doug's Winter Party.
Yeah. 800-821-9970. Give us a call. What's that rabbit hole that you went down that you just got lost and before you knew it, 90 minutes or so had passed? Oh, rabbit holes can be so much fun until you go down one, you look up, and it's 2 hours later, and you're like, oh, man, what did I do? There's a great one, Doug's Winter Party.
Yes.
You've spent the past couple days, Kelly.
Yes, I'm all up in Doug's Winter Party. 85-year-old man has invited all his neighbors with a handwritten invitation that says, Doug's Winter Party is February 15th from 4 p.m. until the cops arrive. And so really across the world, people are making Doug's Winter Party videos.
I love
it's
that.
It's fun.
That's great. Danny's on the phone. Danny, good morning. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you guys?
Excellent. Thank you, Danny. What's the rabbit hole you went down?
I was on Peacock looking for something to binge watch, and I stumbled across, I guess there's a documentary when she was released from prison, Gypsy Rose.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, the Gypsy Rose story.
Yes, I binge watched the whole season in a day and a half. And then, I finished it last night, and I was like, I need to know more.
Yeah, there's
So
a bunch
I
of different documentaries out there and stuff.
There is tons. I already watched the one show. Yeah, so I'm obsessed. And I just started going down the rabbit hole. An hour and a half later, I was Googling, like, her ex, like, who she was married to, who she's with now.
Yes. That's a good one.
That is definitely a rabbit hole to get into, for sure. Danny, thanks so much. I hope you have a great Friday.
Thanks. Have
Bye.
a good one, guys.
You too. We got a text from Tyler who says he went down a Sears rabbit hole. The rise and fall of Sears.
That is a really interesting story. I read an article on it. I haven't gone down any rabbit hole, but it is it's a pretty, especially near the end.
I remember
story.
We did some Sears shopping when I was younger. That's where I got my first Nintendo NES system, was at Sears. I remember because you would pick it out. And then, especially for like the bigger items, you would pick it out, you'd go to the register, you'd purchase it, but then you had to go to pickup, and it would come down like a conveyor belt. So you waited in line until your items showed up down the conveyor belt.
Oh, wow.
And just watching the Nintendo NES come down the conveyor belt. Oh, I was such a happy little kid.
I bet.
That was exciting.
James said skateboarding videos. Latest skaters versus haters. Bunch of videos of skateboarders getting into it with rent-a-cops and just everyday people. Some crazy and funny S.
I've seen those, yeah, where the rent-a-cop comes out and tries to stop the skaters from like jumping the stairs and things like that.
Jeremy says he fell down the rabbit hole about John McAfee. That is a wild, wild rabbit hole, Jeremy.
The
It is-
virus
Oh,
guy.
yes. The virus guy. He
McAfee.
yeah.
Antivirus, yeah.
Yes. That is a really weird story, and I guess it did end up with him being dead.
Right.
Yeah.
Whether it was self-inflicted or not
Right.
is
Or
a
like
big
a
story.
government thing.
Yeah.
It's a real question.
Yep.
That's a good one, Jeremy.
Luke recently went down a rabbit hole and found out pretty much everyone is using their dishwasher wrong. Apparently it's connected to your sink. You're supposed to run your hot water first, which helps the hot water get into the dishwasher.
Oh, okay.
Can I tell you, if I have a dishwasher in my house, I think dishwashers are the biggest waste of money in the history of appliances. They don't wash dishes. They rinse dishes.
Yeah.
There's not one dishwasher you can put a dirty dish in and get a clean dish out. You have to wash the dish before you put it in the dishwasher. At that point, I'm just washing the dish and putting it on the rack. Sorry, that was mine.
Okay. I
My vent for a minute.
Yeah. I like that argument.
Vic, did you ever go down a rabbit hole?
I've been going down one for 2 weeks now.
Oh.
Yeah, and this all started the week before you got here, the Monday before last. Kelly did a news story on a school fight at Hilliard Darby High School. I live in Hilliard. Went to Hilliard in elementary school. And make it real quick, a kid got jumped by 4 other kids. They beat the hell out of this kid in the middle of a classroom. Middle of a classroom. It turns out they were all friends, and people thought it was a bullying issue, but it wasn't. So one of the kids that beat him up was 19. Well, those two were friends. They got in a fight the week before because the 19-year-old wanted to get with his friend's 14-year-old little sister.
That's illegal.
And, Big Brother's like, yeah, not having that. We're fighting. And they got in a fight. They both got suspended. They came back from the suspension. And then as retaliation, the one guy, the 19-year-old and 3 of their other friends beat him all up in the middle of the classroom. The mom was on, there's a Facebook group called Hilliard People in the Know that I'm a member of. And so she's on there posting stuff, and it's still going on. And now people are posting their videos of real school fights that are happening in Hilliard Darby and Hilliard Davidson, and some of them, Kelly, look like all-out gang fights.
Oof.
Just like, 10, 12 people involved in some of these, and kids, and it's just, it's sad, but I can't stop going on there every day and reading the newest thing and watching the newest video and hearing what people are saying. I can't stop.
Hoping they can put a kibosh on that real quick.
It happens everywhere.
Tony says, the rabbit hole I went down was watching the series Grey's Anatomy. Really, Tony? That's interesting. I don't mind. I'm a big fan of the medical shows. I remember watching ER and some of the other ones. House is one of my all-time favorite shows. Yeah. House, to me, is the only medical show that didn't kind of lose its way. They did a little bit towards the end. But what's Grey's Anatomy, 22 seasons?
Oh, it's crazy.
Come on.
Yeah, the one
getting
thing,
out of hand.
The one thing I've always said about that show particularly is they make the surgeries, the stuff in the bodies and everything look so real when they're doing these surgeries.
If you want a new medical show and you've got HBO Max, watch The Pit.
I've heard that's fantastic.
Besides House, the best medical show I've ever seen. And if you're a fan, if you're in the medical industry and you're a fan of, like you said, the surgeries and things like that, they show some things.
Oh yeah,
that are. I'll watch Life in the ER where they show the real surgeries and stuff. A couple of the things they've done on this show, I'm like, hello.
I know, right?
Yeah, it'll catch you. So I highly recommend it. Check it out if you want to go down another rabbit hole.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
Suspect in the mass shooting at a New Albany warehouse had been hospitalized 2 times in the past over mental health concerns. 28-year-old Bruce Foster III is charged with opening fire at the KDC1 Cosmetics warehouse Tuesday night, killing 2, wounding 4. He made his first appearance yesterday in Lincoln County Municipal Court. Bond set at $20 million. Officials say despite his mental health problems, Foster was able to legally buy a gun under Ohio law. Well, as all of us gather to watch the big game on Sunday, there's another bowl matchup you might want to check out, the 2025 Puppy Bowl. We watch it every year. Takes place. Really? We do. We watch it every. Now, I don't want to say we watch it front to back, but we will have it on at some point on Sunday, and we'll watch a few little rounds.
I'm sorry. Did you say what annual Puppy Bowl is this? Does it say?
It's the let's see.
It's been going on for a while.
It has.
Now.
It doesn't say how many they've had up to this point. Sorry. But yeah, they've got a bunch of little puppies that are up for adoption. The cutest ones of the bunch, as you can imagine. And they separate them out. They've got Team Ruff taking on Team Fluff. There is even a kitty halftime show now. This thing has gotten pretty big over the years. It used to be just a cute little, let's watch puppies play.
Right.
And now there's referees. There's all kinds of production to it. But there will be puppies from dozens of shelters competing for the Lombardi Trophy.
Lombardi Trophy.
Yes.
Come on.
It's all meant to encourage dog adoption.
And then are they doing, is Nickelodeon doing their thing again?
Slime
ball or whatever?
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
Cartoon up the Super Bowl,
okay.
I think. So multiple ways of going about it.
Yeah. Odds makers are now taking bets on how long it will take Jon Batiste to sing the national anthem at the Super Bowl. The Grammy-winning singer will be belting out the Star-Spangled Banner prior to kickoff, and bets are being taken on the length of his performance. Now, what's your bet?
I thought that the bet usually has to do at 2 minutes and 32 seconds
right
is
the
average.
Yeah.
Well, they're putting the over-under right now at just under 2 minutes.
Oh,
under 2 minutes.
Yep. And it's particular to Jon Batiste, I guess. So But yeah, sports bookies are putting the over-under odds at just under 2 minutes.
Who's this guy?
John Batiste?
John Batiste?
Oh, amazing musician.
If that's a rabbit hole to go down, just watching John Batiste. This guy is like maybe
He's a savant.
probably is he on the spectrum? I think he is.
I wouldn't be
What's
surprised.
a song?
He
What's
is-
a song? A big song by him.
Beyond is one of his
Beyond?
Yeah.
He's collaborated with a ton of huge
Everyone.
people. He's really cool. You should go get on his Instagram sometime. This guy is a musical genius. I mean, just incredible. But yeah, so like I said, Sportsbookie's putting the over-under odds at just under 2 minutes. Now, just for perspective, Alicia Keys has the longest Super Bowl national anthem performed in history. That was in 2013. Her performance lasted 2 minutes, 36 seconds.
That was the longest?
That was the longest.
Okay.
2 minutes, 36 seconds. Neil Diamond's rendition of the national anthem is the shortest of them all, clocking in at only 1 minute, 2 seconds at Super Bowl 21 in 1987.
1 minute and 2 seconds for
1 minute.
That's crazy.
he just
I
sang
like
it
that
straight.
though. Let's get it. Let's do you remember The Simpsons when the Simpsons Cyndi Lauper sang the national anthem at one of the Isotopes games, and she went on and on and on. The home of the brave, the brave,
Oh my gosh.
the brave. I mean, it went on and on.
Wow.
So I like a succinct national anthem.
I'm getting my soul singers mixed up. Leon Bridges does Beyond. John Batiste was the band leader for Stephen Colbert before his music career blew up.
Wait, is this him doing? Is it Freedom? Is this him?
Yeah.
Is this him?
Yep. Yeah, the man's unbelievable. There's a video where he's playing piano and someone took
yes.
what song, like America the Beautiful, and they're like, oh, well, what would it sound like if it was more soulful? And he did that. And they said, what would it sound like if it was like a Beethoven version? And he did that.
Oh no, yeah, he'll be like, hear a song once and then he'll be able to recreate it.
Yes.
Absolutely. He's like, well, and they're like, how do you do that? He's like, well, I mean, obviously it's a G minor chord. And you're like, what?
Yep.
It's wild. He is incredible.
It's like he can literally just see music. It's unbelievable.
Yes.
So, but if the over under is at a minute 58, a minute 59, I'm going to take the over.
The over?
I think he's going to go over a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see about that, won't we? All right. Those are your three things.
Now, let's see if we can learn you something. Sit up and pay attention.
All right, today it's all about the big game, of course, going down this Sunday. If you plan on watching, there's some interesting little tidbits you may not know. YouTube was actually inspired by the Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake wardrobe malfunction. Remember that whole debacle?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I wonder if we could take snippets and put it on the web. Sure enough. Not that that's all that YouTube came from, but it definitely helped inspired it. The Super Bowl actually got its name after Kansas City Chiefs owner Lamar Hunt saw his daughter playing with a Super Ball. So they call it the Super Bowl. In fact, the original Super Ball is at the Football Hall of Fame right down the street in Canton. You can see the original
right?
Super Bowl that the Super Bowl was named after. The first Super Bowl didn't even sell out. In fact, there were 30,000 empty seats at the LA Memorial Coliseum for the first Super Bowl. And now God knows how much tickets are. I think the cheapest ticket was like $5,100 for the worst tickets. Let's see. The Super Bowl trophy is made by Tiffany & Company, the famed jeweler. Somebody taped over the only copy of the first Super Bowl. That's really
Is it Ray
unfortunate.
Barone?
That's really unfortunate.
I heard somebody found one, though.
Oh, really?
Like their grandfather had it in the attic, a recording of it.
Oh,
and
okay.
They wanted to release it, and the NFL won't let them.
I wouldn't be surprised if they wouldn't let them, the first three Super Bowls weren't even on TV in South Florida. Even though the game was being played there, they had a blackout within a 75-mile radius. So people who wanted to watch the broadcast of the first three Super Bowls who lived in that area actually drove out of town to get hotel rooms to watch it on TV. Costs about $20,000 per game for the TV networks to display the yellow line they show for the first down. They actually pay $20,000 for the network. It costs about $5 million a year so we can all yell and scream and get really close to the TV and be like, no, that was a first down. His forearm wasn't down yet.
This line that's not even official.
Right.
Because it's just a graphic.
It's just a graphic.
Yeah.
There's no yellow line that moves up and down the football field when you're actually at the stadium. A 30-second commercial during Super Bowl I cost $37,500. The highest price ever for a Super Bowl commercial took place in 2020. That was $5.6 million for a 30-second commercial. Man, that's ridiculous. With the Super Bowl in 2020, Miami now holds the record for hosting the most Super Bowls with 11. However, New Orleans is breaking that tie. So now they're going to host their 11th Super Bowl. So those are the cities that have got the most Super Bowl occurrences. Americans drink 325 million gallons of beer on Super Bowl Sunday. Vic responsible for about half of that. Super Bowl is the slowest weekend of the year for weddings. Not surprised there.
Yeah, of course.
And finally, we have seen some truly amazing halftime performances and some not so amazing halftime performances. I still rank Prince as the greatest halftime performance
without a doubt
ever in the history of the Super Bowl. But did you know the band with the most Super Bowl appearances? I want to make sure, where did it go? I want to make sure I get their names right. It moved on me. Hold on one second. I'm going to find it. They've got 4 Super Bowl appearances, more than any other. I deleted it.
Up with People.
Up with People. That's what it was. Here it is. I'm sorry. Here it is. 1976, 1980, 1982, and 1986. No artist has performed at more Super Bowls than as they're described, the optimistic singing group Up with People.
I'm not sure this group ever did anything but Super Bowls because I can't find any YouTube videos of them that are not from the Super Bowls.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Outside, I think there was a American Bandstand clip.
And it's here, we've got a clip from one of their Super Bowl performances.
1682. Most of the stuff they do is other people's songs.
Right.
So I'm not even hearing anything original.
They did melodies of other people's songs. But it's all upbeat. You and me. In one of the videos, they were doing the conga line across the football field while they were playing the music. Up with People.
Yeah.
The group that has performed the most at the Super Bowl. Good for them. Learning you some stuff on a Friday morning. It's 99.7 The Blitz.
And now, Super Bowl suggestions from your wife.
Hi, it's me, your wife. Look, I know the Super Bowl is this Sunday, and I know the forces of nature won't allow you to miss it. It's pre-wired into your genetic code, much like hunting and gathering. I also realize that because of your primal urge to travel in a herd, your buddies will be coming over. I get it. But I'd like to make a suggestion this year. I'm not asking you to eat with cutlery or anything crazy. I'd just like to point out that we have these things called coasters. I know your first instinct will be to eat them or make weapons out of them, but they're actually designed to set your beers on. They preserve the wood, so you won't have to go out into the jungle and forage for more. That's it. I have more suggestions, like don't pee out the back door and don't white barbecue sauce on the drapes. But, let's just take it one step at a time.
Stay tuned for more Super Bowl suggestions from your wife.